got coach here. Anyone can start.
Tyler, I know you spoke up a little bit this morning, but what are maybe the top 2 or 3 priorities that you have coming out of this game in terms of what you want to see?
Yeah, I think competitiveness and unselfishness. We want to compete on the defensive end first and foremost, and then offensively, we want to see the ball move. We want to play with the same pace and space that we've emphasized over the course of training camp thus far, and just kind of seeing how it carries over from practice into a game.
We've heard from you. We've heard from you and from your bigs how important spacing is going to be for the front court this year. How do you want to use this game to kind of start seeing what that looks like in terms of this group you've got?
Yeah, I think it just gives a kind of a better look against a different opponent than ourselves into how kind of that space materializes and how it works for the better flow of our offense, and kind of allows them to see where they can choose their spots when they're going to get easy looks around the basket and how they're going to create for others. And so hopefully it gives us a good opportunity to see that.
Coach, what have been your impressions of the Brazilian national team and what you've seen on film so far?
They compete, they play hard. They got shooters, they got drivers, they got post players that are aggressive around the basket and play physical, and so that'll be another good test for us. And physicality is something that we've emphasized as well in training camp, so it should be a good fun battle.
Tyler, have you guys gotten any update or timeline, anything regarding Silka?
No, still in communication with her, but no updated timeline as of yet.
Still possible for this season, or?
Still things to evaluate from that standpoint.
Some of these Brazilian players are rather young as well, coming into high school, college. Are you using this also as a scouting opportunity at all?
Sure. I think that I think the main focus for it tonight was our team and what we need to do to be prepared to go into this game tonight. But sure, I think they have a lot of talent on that side, and some with a lot of young talent. And so we'll certainly take a look when the time's right.
Coach, Haley was speaking about just some of the opportunities that she's had to play more on the ball than off the ball. What have just kind of you seen from her so far early in camp?
Yeah, I think that that's something that she's been used to in college. Of playing on the ball and off the ball is something that she's comfortable with. So we're just trying to get her on the court and see where she fits in different lineups and in different units. And so she's been open and she's been extremely coachable thus far. So we've been really pleased with what we've seen from Haley thus far.
Coach, I've got a similar question for you. When you're looking at Haley and when you're evaluating her pre-draft process, how did you factor in the fact that she played at 3 different schools and her career took a lot of twists and turns?
Yeah, I think it worked to her advantage. We had talked about that right after we had drafted her, just kind of the preparation and being at 3 different places under 3 completely different styles of play, and how she was able to adapt. And I think that that's something that's huge for her transition and development into the W, is the ability to adapt. And this is going to be another system yet that's a little different from what she's been used to playing at. But we're excited for what her growth and potential can be within our system. And we're just trying to kind of evaluate where she is now and how she fits in moving forward. But she's been great thus far.
Hi Coach, what are you looking into, what are you looking at specifically from the rookies and the players who are still looking for a spot, the team in today's game and the preseason? What do you expect from them?
Yeah, we talked a lot about carryover from the 4 days in training camp and kind of how that it gets implemented in tonight. And I think that it's going to sound redundant, but the will to compete is huge. It's a high priority list for us, not just for our rookies, but from our vets as well. And so hopefully our vets can set the tone tonight, and our rookies can follow once they get a chance to get into the game.
Following up on Haley, she's talked about just kind of the transition that she's making of in college. She went from off ball to on ball here in LSU, that kind of off ball at TCU, and now back on the ball with you guys. What kind of timeline do you put on a rookie in terms of how quickly you want them to kind of get into that on ball flow, and what do you think is kind of reasonable for her to accept?
Yeah, I think this was a great situation for Haley to come into because of all the vets that we have in front of her. I think that she has the opportunity to learn and to grow under some really good leadership. And so I don't really like putting timelines on players, especially young ones. I think that we take it a day at a time and see how that growth kind of materializes. and whatever fits best for us and whatever works best for Haley in terms of being on or off the ball, we'll make that decision as it comes. But I think for now it's just getting her adapted to the pace of the W and the speed in which you have to learn different things. And so, but again, she's absorbed everything thus far so good, and Salute's been such a great person for her to learn under thus far. So.
Just 2 questions here. First, did you get any tips from Camila about the Brazilian team?
I can't give those away, but no, I know she's extremely excited to get out and compete against them tonight, and we're so proud of her and what she's done, and we're excited for this opportunity for her. It's something that we talked about as well earlier in shoot around today, just embracing the moment and the opportunity for the great things that she's done for the national team, and the great things that Angel and Haley has done for LSU, and take a moment to appreciate that as well.
And that's your first game. The Sharks, it's not a season game, it's a preseason game. There are emotions for players who are coming back here. Camila has been against Brazil. It's your first game with the Chicago Sky. How are you feeling? Was it different a little bit to adapt?
Yeah, it's different. It's different not wearing a hoodie and a blazer tonight, but I actually talked to Coach Hammond last night, and gave me some words of encouragement going into today, and that's family over there. But I'm just extremely excited and grateful for the opportunity to be the head coach. I don't take this position for granted, and every night that I am able to lead this team and lead our staff, it's a moment that I've dreamt about. To have my dad by my side has been great, and we got a great group and some great leadership around me. My staff has been amazing to be around, and so from that standpoint, I feel prepared for tonight and for this season, and I'm just excited to step out there. I'm extremely grateful for this moment.
Coach, you spoke about the spacing that you're looking to get the team playing through. Can you just talk to us about a little bit of how you're going to be getting Angel and Camilla kind of set up as those secondary playmakers?
Yeah, I think one of the strengths of all of our post players, including Elizabeth Williams, I think is their mobility, their ability to play in space and create for others. All 3 are willing passers, and so we want to utilize that. That's one of the reasons why we want to create and maintain space, because if other people are open, they'll find them. And so we've harped on that a lot in terms of how to space when one's involved in action and where to go, and again, being an unselfish basketball team. And so we think that's gone over pretty well, and it's an adjustment and a learning curve for all of us who are all new together, trying to find that chemistry and that balance. But I can't speak high enough of what we've been able to accomplish over this first 4 days in training camp, and I'm looking forward to see it against someone else.
We'll go to Zoom. Carly, please unmute.
Hey, Coach Marsh, congratulations on your first game coaching today. Apologize if you were asked this already, but it's only a preseason game and you have 18 players traveling with you. So what are the things that you do look for when you're watching them on the court, when you're looking to trim down the roster whenever that does happen after today?
Yeah, I think it's I spoke on the competition aspect of it, the will to compete, the passion and the joy for not just for playing the game for themselves, but the joy for making plays for each other, and being good teammates, being able to be coachable, being locked in and attentive to detail throughout the game, executing, and then from a schematic standpoint, it's the carryover from everything that we've talked about thus far in camp, and from defensive and the offensive side of the ball. And so seeing how that kind of carries over into this game, it is stuff that we'll be looking for as a staff.
Alyssa on Zoom, please unmute.
Hey Coach, how are you?
Good, thanks.
2 questions for you. The first one is just on the starting 5 and what that group represents. Like, is it just a particular combination you wanted to try out? Is it just folks who really earned it in training camp? Like, how should we think about that group?
Yeah, we have three preseason games to kind of figure out what lineups work best, and so tonight is just a lineup that we felt comfortable with after going over the last few days of camp, and we're going to see how it works, and you may see a new one come Minnesota, but we'll continue to evaluate and see what we got throughout the remaining practices and everything leading up to the next preseason game. But yeah, it was just a lineup that we felt comfortable with going into tonight.
Gotcha. And then I feel like we haven't done a lot of like get to know you questions on the beat, so I have one for you.
Sure.
What's like a game day ritual that you've done, maybe like in Vegas or Indiana or anywhere that's like you're kind of fond of that you look back on fondly, or something that you do now?
Yeah, I don't. Actually, I go for walks. In Vegas, it was. I went to like this outlet mall and just walked around. Literally, just walked around, and I would talk to my sister most game days and take a pregame nap. But I usually get to the gym pretty early. I think that once the regular season starts, I'll still do that, but just kind of get to the gym early and clear my head a little bit. But yeah, nothing too crazy. I kind of just relax and don't like to really be, consumed with too much information. Kind of just use the time between shoot around and between game time, just kind of get myself together.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Last question on Zoom from Zero.
Hey Coach, Sirius Sophie from the Ringer. I had two for you. The first, I was just wondering, I was looking back at your tweets before you coached this guy, and you said they're young, tough, and don't give a bleep about anyone's opinion but their own. I'm curious how you've gone about helping them maintain that culture while also setting a foundation and kind of bringing in your principles.
Yeah, that's part of the toughness that we want to continue to exude. I think that when you look at some of the vets that we brought in as well, and I think that toughness is a key component to being able to be physical and being able to have the competitive spirit that we want to have here night in and night out. And I think that's what we want to. We want that to be part of our identity. Whether we're at home or whether we're on the road, we want that aspect to maintain. And whether you're in your rookie season, your second season, or your 15th season, the mindset of being physical, the mindset of hard work, the mindset of being tough. I think that stuff kind of carries with you throughout. That kind of stuff travels with you, and so we want that to be part of who we are and part of what the identity of the Chicago Sky is, continuously moving forward.
Thanks. And the second one was just as you reconceptualize and reimagine Angel Reese's role, I'm curious if you went back at all to her time at LSU or even Maryland, and we're trying to bring in things that she was able to do back then.
Yeah, I think it's been kind of we want it to be a blend of two. I think that in Maryland you saw a little bit of what she can do on the perimeter in terms of pushing the pace and being a facilitator and being a ball mover, and then at LSU you kind of saw her low post dominance and where she could get in more of a be more of a scoring prowess inside. And I think for us we want a combination of the both of the two. We want. I think she's an underrated passer. I think that she's someone that we can get the ball into spots in the pocket, be able to make the reads at the rim to where she can kick out to open shooters, and now we've been able to add even more shooting to our unit. So there should be more space to operate, and so we don't want Angel to be someone who's just dependent on scoring in the paint, but we want her to be able to facilitate, to push, to rebound, to score. That's how we see her within our offense, and so. The ability to move the ball and to get it to second sides and to play downhill, to get to the free throw line, all that is stuff that's in her wheelhouse, that's in her ability, and so we want to continue to highlight that, as we move forward.
Awesome. Thanks everyone.